2020.
2020.
2020. What a year. I think coming in, we kind of knew on the ESPX side our job was just going to be that much more important.
From over the LaSalle Lancers, here on tap for St. Xavier versus LaSalle, the first GCL game of the year, the first ESPX football broadcast of the year on the varsity level. Zach, I don't know about you, but I am thrilled.
Yeah, you can really feel the electricity, even with this selective crowd today. You can feel it just rolling through Lancer Stadium here, and we're set to have a good one tonight.
The people that normally watch the game, that have been coming here year after year, that are used to Bomber football, are going to be here this year. The only people that are going to be here are players and maybe their parents and a few friends. So, really having to deliver, having to just, go the extra mile, making sure everything looks good, sounds good. Everything has to be done. No errors.
A 16-yard strike, and St. Xavier leads 9-0. Of this first half. McKay to the end zone for a touchdown. Jalen Patterson for St. X.
Took advantage of some St. Xavier mistakes, and now they're back in and just down 7, getting the ball back.
No issue on the punt this time for St. X. And Rashawn Miles is stripped. Alex Kemper stumbling. Touchdown. Regulation. Looking for Lacey again. Up top, jump ball and picked off. Eli Kirk with it.
It was a good building block. I think
And he runs it back to
a lot
the
of people
31.
have thought, especially me. I thought they were going to be able to build on what they had in that game, which was good quarterback play and excellent defense. They just kind of ran out of gas towards the end of the game.
Alone in the backfield. Branham's pass is intercepted. Pick. Kemper.
Game against LaSalle. Max Preps had ranked this game the top game in the nation in high school football that week, and I think it was. It lived up to the hype. Obviously, LaSalle, the defending D2 state champion, that's always going to be a tough game at Lancer Stadium for the Bombers.
Oh, nothing but daylight. C. Callum. Touchdown, St. Xavier.
Nothing like that turn of events for the Bombers.
If he doesn't make that interception, I don't think the Bombers win that game, and I think this season has a whole different complexion as a whole.
Yeah, so Elder was definitely a challenge. Because if you've ever been in it's a concrete jungle, and where we were under the press box, there's steel live beams everywhere, metal beams surrounding it to support, which is understandable. When you're trying to get a good internet connection out of there, especially wirelessly, through our hotspot that we always bring with us, isn't really the best.
Season that was really gonna be a key factor for the Bombers down the stretch was Luke Versansky. Obviously, he had 2 touchdowns in that game and really played a great game and showed just the depth that they had in that running back room. You can't talk about the running back room without talking about the offensive line. Obviously, they're known as the Fools here. They did a great job this year. They were the best offensive line unit in Ohio and probably the Midwest if you look at it across the board. Obviously, 6 men deep. Brian Parker led them at the center position. Then you got Cam Collins, Jack Reniker, Nick Ewell, Brody Cook, and Jackson Wasser. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Cathedral was a little different. Venues like that where we haven't really been or we don't really know what it's going to be like always, you try and scout as much as you can beforehand. You try and have somewhat of a plan, but even then, nothing's 100%, and you just got to kind of roll with the punches.
They really make you wait for it, but then sometimes take it back, and he does!
What a play by the Bomber defense. You could tell he was reading that wide receiver all the way, and it's a great touchdown for the Bombers.
It was a tough game. It was a tough game for the broadcast. We had a really weird spot. Obviously, grass field, older stadium, not as much power. We weren't sure how we were going to get the broadcast out. Luckily, we did in the end.
Catch it, he gets up in the air, and it does not matter. He's
really
not
kudos to the freshmen who stepped up with me in that game. Obviously, Alec and Jack did a great job getting that game covered. It was a tough one for the Bombers, but it
going to the end zone, touchdown Liam Clifford. 6:06, what a play. Ryan Nolan, ice in his veins, even coming in as a backup quarterback. So it's going to be 21-25 with the next point coming on from Mason Romiller.
What a play by Clifford. A little hesitation, and straight to the end zone. Fantastic catch and fantastic run in.
Liam Clifford balled out in that one. He kept it close. He showed that he could be a key factor going down the stretch for this Bombers team if they wanted to win state, and I think he showed just how good he could be.
My thought process for it was that we had to win. Anytime you get a chance to take a grip on the GCL like that, you have to. And I think they came out of the gate running. The players wanted to. The word around the school was that this was a must-win game for the rest of the season. And
and you just got to take care of business against Moeller to secure an undefeated GCL title for the 2020 school year. Obviously.
Touchdown, St. Xavier!
All day CK.
Pressure coming, pick. Game to point. Castlerock makes another mistake. Let's go down. 14 seconds. Run it, Nolan, run it. Uh-oh, here he goes. Close to the end zone, he gets rocked at the 5. He was going for it.
Yeah, he wanted to have a dive to the pylon on that one. Whether I-75.
This will be a heavy dose of CK Kellum! CK Kellum! Say bye-bye! Charles Kellum with the touchdown, St. Xavier!
CK all day.
be a part of that big celebration. I remember we wore suits and ties for that game. It had to be pretty special. It was a big deal. We thought we'd get dressed up for the big game.
Moeller-St. X rivalry is the best in all of high school sports, and these guys didn't need any extra motivation coming into this one. They knew that they just had to take care of business at home against a lesser opponent in Moeller this year, and they would be GCL champs. The storyline in that one was just Brogan Mackay and Liam Clifford's play. Obviously, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards receiving for Liam Clifford. Those are just absurd numbers. And Brogan Mackay, 557 yards passing. That doesn't happen every day, especially against a powerhouse opponent like St. Ignatius.
Easy. They were able, it was an offensive explosion by both teams, but especially St. X. St. X just hit their stride really early in that game coming out of the gate. Liam Clifford and Brogan, we've said they both exploded.
it their duty to let them know that they messed up those seedings and that St. X was a lot better than they may have thought when they voted.
So for Walnut, since Spectrum wasn't there, we were able to do it like normal. We had 3 cameras, which was nice. We had the 2 on the top, we had the 1 on the sideline, which was cool, especially since that was probably one of the first games I think we really made that kind of public and debuted it, if you would put it that way, but it was.
Hand off. Brzezinski. Brzezinski has the outside. Brzezinski has that second to Jets. Lift for a first down, St. X. Big handoff to Brzezinski. He's got time. Nolan passes, caught McFarland inside the 20. McFarland going for the corner of the end zone. Oh, mercy! Touchdown, St. Xavier. Terrell McFarland. Touchdown, Bombers. Big handoff, bootleg. Going for the end zone. Passes, caught. Clifford. Touchdown, St. Xavier. Mercy! Liam Clifford. St. Xavier is rolling now. Back. Oh boy, Michael Whitehouse bringing the house down. The big one, caught, touchdown.
I think for the broadcast part especially, I remember we did like I had a project due, so we did like a vlog of the game, which I thought was pretty fun and different and interesting. So we were pretty preoccupied with the game itself, and then also this project that I was doing in the game. I thought it would be just another. St. X expected to win, and that's exactly what they did. Big Muller coming to that game thinking that they had a bit of a edge on St. X, thinking that they know exactly what we're going to do, but St. X came out of the game, run away, and kind of hit the ground running, had a bunch of scores in the early part of the game, and Muller really never stood a chance.
I could tell by the feeling in the school, especially in the lunchroom, that they were going to take care of business against Moeller, and they didn't need any extra motivation for that game.
We're able to do for Elder, which unfortunately got rained out, but for the beginning, our pregame was on the sideline, which was something new that I enjoyed, and I think hopefully we'll do that in the future more, is trying to get some of that on the field perspective, some of that more exclusive type stuff.
The Elder, like we said, it was that canceled game, a lot going on. I was on Kairos. You kind of ran the show for most of the week, getting stuff prepared, you and Chris did. And then I came back, it was canceled. We had to come back on that Saturday morning. Stuff didn't really work. We were kind of more spectating that game, but it was still another Bomber grudge match win, but they kind of came, Elder kept it interesting for a while, and then St. X kind of pulled away.
And that's what they did. They kept it close at near halftime. Obviously coming out at half, Elder ties it up, and then St. X scores 28 unanswered. Really a big building block moving forward to the Lakota West game for the regional final. I think that was the most anticipated game of the year.
You know, final couple games of the playoffs with me, Zach was on the sidelines, or something like that, which, you know, definitely a different perspective, which I thought was fun, and just something new that hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more.
Block that punt! Block that punt! Oh! Yeah! Let's go, Gio! Yeah, I've got at least let's go!
you and Chris, you were the sideline cam. But I did the radio. I was just like a special kind of color guy. We kind of input stuff here and there. But it was a cool experience, and it was awesome just to be at that game because we all know what happened. St. X comes back. That Liam Clifford picture, that NFL Films esque image that Joe Danovan filmed on the sidelines right there. The ball is just plopping into Liam Clifford's hands at the end of the game, securing that regional championship is it was special. And I remember I went up to Gio after that game. He's holding the regional trophy, and I said, "You got to get yourself a bigger trophy. That one's not big enough." And it's kind of cool because then we ended up winning that state title.
Clifford on the return.
Oh, he's elusive.
For a game against a fire-powered Tashawn Smoot-led Springfield Wildcat team.
Come on, Sean. Shoot that gap. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Really great kicking, and people don't realize how much of a luxury that is on the high school level, just being able to always send out your kicker with confidence.
There's another grudge match. It was kind of like that first over game. The teams just kind of trading punches. Defense starts like competing in that game. There was a specific play in that game that's always going to have my memory. It's that Matt Devine uppercuts off a couple seconds into the play. And he continues to sack the quarterback and make the tackle. With his helmet off, he's got eye black all over his face. His hair is flowing back. And there's a still image that went on the after that game, that came about after the game. That's just him celebrating after that and sacking the quarterback. And that image, and the same as that Liam Clifford touchdown catch, sort of brought this season into fruition and showed what it really meant to be a St. Xavier Bomber, and kind of summed up the image. So summed up the season in two images right there, especially that Matt Devine one, which showed the grit and tenacity that this team had all year, and that kind of don't back down mentality.
My perspective, it's my senior year. Every senior dreams of going to the state game. Whether you're a player, whether you're just a fan, whether you're in the band, whatever it may be, everybody dreams of having their team at state. I think there's no dispute there.
But the highlight was just Jalen Patterson. I mean, 4 touchdowns in 1 quarter, almost had 5 in the first half. I mean, those are absurd numbers for a state championship team, especially against a team that had won 2 state championships in the last 3 years.
That was a blast. It was a blast, and it was a great way to end the season. I don't think any of us expected St. X to run away with it that easily, but it was just a special way to end a special senior season and a great Bombers state title. And the moments shared after were very special with the team.
This one picture that sticks out in my mind too is it's the broadcasters holding the trophy, and you can just tell in our faces how it's almost like a sigh of relief. Like, we covered all those games up to this point, and it was just really, it was a really cool moment to be able to just kind of take that sigh of relief and look back on what we had done with that team, and it's just something that I'll be able to remember for the rest of my life, and it really was a cool moment altogether there at Obetz, Ohio.